Okay, we are live, you guys. Welcome to the Hey Frase Podcast. Absolutely live this Thursday morning with an incredible guest that's going to be popping on at any second. You know the show. You have heard of us. I am Sarah Fraser, along with Andrea Lopez Comedy. This Hey Frase Podcast is all about comedy, pop culture, and of course our crazy lives. And we love when you guys send us things like your dick that you want us to review, or your crazy relationship drama. Hey, the more vulnerable, the better. And today we have on a guest that I like is a complete blast from the past.
Completely.
I'm talking 2007. I actually was trying to think of when Constantine Maroulis came to Hot 99.5 and the Kane Show. I don't know if it was 2000. I think it must have been 2008 because
over a decade. And I was asking you for pictures. You're like, I can't find any. I'm like, go back in the archives.
I did. I tried to go on Hot 99.5's website and Toby Knapp to try to see if I could find any old school Constantine. I did not. So normally, guys, we're not live on Thursdays, but we popped on because Constantine Maroulis, who became famous on American Idol and then recently has been in the press because he admitted that he hooked up with Ramona from Real Housewives of New York, Luann, and Tinsley. All right. So this story has gotten huge news. Then he follows that up by making press saying that he feels bad for Leah Michele. Now, you know, Leah Michele on Glee got a ton of shit, right? For treating people horribly. She wanted to shit her coworker's wig. I didn't know she had that in her, honestly.
Neither did I. She was so sweet on Glee.
So Constantine says he had a moment with Leah Michele. They almost hooked up. He felt bad.
God. He gets around.
He gets around. So then, just setting the scene for you all. Welcome to the comments. Here, we love you. Ava is on the live stream. If you're on Facebook right now, start a watch party. Also, hi to everybody on Twitch who follows us, on YouTube, on Twitter. Absolutely love you. And of course, on YouTube. Drop a comment if you have a question for Constantine Maroulis from American Idol originally, but also admitted to hooking up with half of the Housewives staff. Has he done Andy Cohen? That's what I want to know.
Well, if he's touched all of RHONY, he's at least been in contact with my brother Cohen.
Have you sucked Andy up? That's what I want to know. No. So anyway, so I have a story with Constantine. In 2008, he came to Hot 99.5 when I was on the Kane Show, and we did an interview with him live on air. This was and you guys have to remember, this is when Idol, 30 million people used to tune in, which now, like, nobody
competition show.
There's no TV show aside from NFL football that gets 30 million people, right, to tune in. So it was the biggest thing in the world, American Idol. He comes into the studio and we had, I thought we had a moment. Meanwhile, I guess he has a moment with every woman he meets.
Apparently.
Anyway, we locked eyes. We were totally, we had great chemistry. He was fucking hot. Anyway, he's like, why don't you walk out to the elevator with me? I was like, absolutely. Sammy, little critter. Follows
critter.
Follows right along. And Constantine gives me his phone. He goes, hey, why don't you put your phone number in here? Like, I'd love to. I'm going to be in DC for a couple of days. I'm like, oh my God, yes. And Sammy literally pushes him in the elevator and goes, she has a boyfriend. And then he hits the close button. I was like, who does that? I was so close to having sex with Constantine. I am so upset because I could have been in amazing company.
So do you think that he would have gone back to his hotel later that night, or would have you just used a custodial closet at 99.5?
Either one. I mean, I was ready to leave the show, and I actually think Kane would have been totally cool with it for the story. I was I was having a moment. I've only ever hooked up with two celebrities. Prince Royce and I had a total moment in Las Vegas at the Billboard Music Awards. We were almost going to have sex. We were eye humping each other, and then Constantine. And here it is. So I reached out to Constantine the other day and I said, Constantine, we need you on the show. I have no idea if you remember me, but we had this fabulous moment and we just want to talk to you about your career, what you've been up to. Yesterday, AJ, I put out on social media questions from our listeners. We have insane questions that people want to know about Constantine.
So many. I mean, mostly relating to obviously the RHONY drama, which I'm super excited to ask him about. I mean, how do you even get in this? It must be a Broadway party because you guys know he's all over the Broadway circuits.
Yes, because he became famous from Rock of Ages. That was really, and he was nominated for a Tony for that. So he's had a huge Broadway career. By the way, you guys, share a watch party. Do you know somebody that loves Bravo, loves Real Housewives of New York? We are having the biggest news story that people are talking about. Constantine Maroulis, who is originally from American Idol, he's going to be on here in a few minutes to talk about the hookup that he admitted with Luann, with Ramona, with Tinsley. And I got to say, I liked him with Tinsley.
Did you? You thought that was the one that he looked best with?
Yes.
I love Luann. I love the Brunettes together. I love Countess and Constantine.
Okay, the Countess and Constantine.
The Countess and Constantine. That has a nice ring to it.
That would have been so amazing if those two had worked out, because they could have done like another rendition of Feeling Giovanni. Like he could have been on
Giovanni. Oh my God, let's have him rework that today. Yes.
And it feels so good. He could do the rock version of it.
Yes. Oh my God, the rock. I'm crying. Wait, I wanted to pull up because
what's the other song that Luann does? Everybody in the comments will know, by the way. Shout out to Claire. Amy's on. Aviva just joined. Kelly's on. What is the song? What are the two famous songs that Luann has? Because Feeling Giovanni is one.
Let me look them up. We're looking up the songs. Money Can't Buy You Class.
Money Can't Buy You Class.
Oh my God. Chic C'est La Vie. That was in 2011.
Is earned. I'll leave the singing to Constantine. Thanks.
Yes.
But I've got a million questions, and mine don't even really involve the Housewives. I want to know, back in the day on Idol. Now, this is prior to Time's Up, prior to Me Too. Paula Abdul was notorious for hooking up with contestants. So did he ever have a moment with Paula? I want to know that.
Well, as seeing his history, I'm going to say that's a yes. Everybody and their mother.
And then, he finished 6th, by the way, on season 4 of American Idol. He came to Washington, D.C. Now, a lot of our listeners obviously listen to us from the D.C. area. He actually auditioned in 2006, I believe, in Washington, D.C. Then gets on Idol for the 2007 season, places 6.
Would you be mad if you place 6, or you still get the fame? Because apparently millions of people watched American Idol, TBT, back in the day. He got basically a career from it, coming in 6th.
I would have been, back in the day in 2007, when it was 30 million people, even if you were in the top 30, that was so much exposure. Now it's like on The Voice. I couldn't name one, my neighbor's probably on The Voice. You know what I mean? I don't even know. Not now, nobody watches those shows, right? All the novelty has worn off. But when you're talking Idol, back in the day, hell yeah, 6th place was winning.
That's so true. Yeah.
Because I think that year, and Aviva, I know a lot of our listeners are huge Idol fans and know the history, but I think season 4 was won by Bo Bice. Does anyone remember Bo Bice?
No.
You guys, is Bo Bice in porn now? What is he doing?
No one knows. What is Clay Aiken doing?
Well, Clay Aiken became a hardcore conservative star, and he ran for the Senate out in Ohio or something. Yes.
Oh my God.
Sweet Clay Aiken was mad conservative. He was he wanted to cut every funding that there was government-wide. He was a complete conservative. Yes. He did a 180.
Oh, Viva said, yes, Bo. He was so Christian.
Oh my God.
So good. Oh my God. Okay. So you got your set questions. I got mine. We're actually bringing a listener on, which I'm really happy about. She's going to ask all the questions about Bravo related things. But if you got any questions, ask them in the comments. You've got a whole rundown of questions.
Yeah, Andrea, that is so good. And right now, share the show with somebody who loves Bravo, if they love Tinsley or Luann, or Real Housewives of New York, because just here in a few minutes at 10:30, we're going to have Constantine Maroulis on. I want to, and people, they do not believe that Constantine remembers the moment that we had back in the day.
I want him to break it down, because we all obviously heard your part. You set the scene for us. I need Constantine to be confirm or deny. Did you have lock eyes with Sarah, and were you ready to bone? And what hotel was he going to after it was a nice hotel?
And why? I can't remember why he was in DC. Was he doing an American Idol tour, or was
I'm sure, yeah, hitting all the circuits,
promoting an album? By the way, people want to know what happened to Ruben Studdard. What did happen to Ruben Studdard? All these people, the only people that really, really made it, Jennifer Hudson. Okay, she made it.
Kelly Clarkson,
Carrie Underwood. Who else? Who else was huge from that?
Oh, I'm sure Ruben Studdard did have a huge one. What about that lady that was Bubble Buble? No, You know the woman that looked very old? She was from the countryside? Or was that America's Got Talent?
Kelly Pickler? No. No, but I did read that Constantine hooked up with Kelly Pickler as well from American Idol. So I want to know that. Yeah.
Who hasn't? How does he only have legitimately one child, right? Just one child.
He only has one child. Oh, Fantasia was huge from the show. Thank you. Ruben Stutter, Tracy says, lost 100 pounds. Yeah, he did lose 100. Chris Daughtry and Philip Phillips. Okay, Debbie, Philip Phillips. Nobody, sweetheart, no. If Philip Phillips walked by me out here in Maine, I would know who he was from Bumfuck No One. Oh my God. Aviva what?
You know who I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about Susan Boyle from Britain's Got Talent.
Oh my God. Remember? Yes, Susan Boyle.
Now she was a different one. That's a face you can't forget.
You guys
love her. Sarah, is this the hairstylist that you showed your hairstylist?
Yes.
And you went in to cut your hair.
Yes.
She's got the great wispy going on. The picture we're showing on the live stream, guys.
We channeled the same wisp. Can you tell?
I love it.
What even happened to Susan Boyle though? Remember for a couple years, she was like the biggest star in the world.
I remember.
And they gave her like a major makeover. Remember when she came in and it was like a sweatpants with stains on them? And then they made her over to this. Like
they're like, Susan, Mrs. Boyle, let's help you out a little bit. And then, yeah, they really revved her up.
And that was back in the day when Simon Cowell was mean. Remember like when Simon was an asshole? So when Susan Boyle walked out on stage, she's like, oh, great. Like he was so annoyed.
God, I mean, really? Can you not find a better outfit than this? You literally walked out in rags. I can only imagine him saying that. He was a savage.
He was a savage back in the day. And I want to ask Constantine about that because Constantine was on Idol when, Simon was a savage. Now Simon is like pretty much sweet, like everybody. It's like he's not mean anymore.
Why didn't he keep that up though? That would have been great. I think that's great TV. Everybody loved to see, okay, what does Simon have to say?
Doesn't it suck that everyone has to be nice now? It's like anytime I have an opinion on TikTok, people are like, you're so fucking mean. It's like, it's an opinion.
Oh, TikTok is savage to you.
Does everyone have to be nice? I'm like, not every trend on TikTok is awesome. I've got news for you. Okay. Everything that they're working on at that hype house is not really that fucking great. I've got news.
They're dancing like the two-step. I'm over it. Okay. This is a TBT picture of Constantine standing next to Seacrest.
Oh my God. Ryan Seacrest back in the day when Ryan Seacrest was like a little baby.
Okay. I want to ask him his thoughts about Ryan Seacrest.
Me too.
Why is he still working so hard? Why are his relationships never working out?
Well, he's working too hard. And the poor guy, now his eyes are wonky. He's worked so hard. I feel so bad for him. I do. Constantine's fucking hot as hell though. He is so fire to me. I love Constantine. I think he's so hot now. Anyway, Kelly says the world is soft. It's so true. Kelly, believe me, I know. You don't like two things on TikTok. Just wait. People say they miss the old Simon. Also, people are saying William Hung got a career, or William Hung. I remember William Hung. Again, I don't think that's even politically correct.
Why not?
Because he would just have he would do She Bangs. Remember he did like a whole album.
Oh my gosh, yes.
With his accent and everything. I think people would never support that now.
I know.
There was
everything
else
is offensive.
Oh, people said Adam Lambert. So Adam Lambert obviously became a huge star, now the lead singer of Queen. And I told you, AJ, I want to ask Constantine, because Constantine actually recorded a song with Queen after his Idol run. I want to know if he was ever in the running to become the lead singer of Queen before Adam Lambert got it.
Wow. Okay, yes, I want to know about that. I'm looking up the Queen.
Because that's been like a huge thing for Adam Lambert, becoming the lead singer. Killer Queen. Yeah, he did Quiller. Ava knows. So anyway, people, oh God, I loved Simon back in the day. If you have a question for Constantine Maroulis, he's going to be on here. He said he might be running a few minutes late too. So we were just going to make today's show about him because I put out on my social media that people had a lot of questions for him about Real Housewives of New York, about he has a new album out, which we're going to be promoting. You can find Constantine Maroulis' album Until I'm Wanted on Spotify, on Apple Music, everywhere. So definitely download that because we are super grateful that Constantine is on the show today and willing to talk about, all his Real Housewives conquering. Here's the album. I follow him now on social media, by the way.
I can't believe you didn't follow him before. You posted a picture of all of the housewives, all of the alleged affairs. And then he comments immediately after. I'm like, are you living on Instagram, Constantine? What are you doing?
Well, because I was so upset. I will never forgive Sammy K. Like, why Sammy wouldn't let me hook up with him? Like, it would have been the biggest, at the time in 2007. I would have had insane stories for radio show.
You would have hit that first.
I was doing Old Man Ed, who, basically needed oxygen every time we fucked. Like, this would have been a rock star story.
Sole subject. You know what? Kane should have gotten mad at Sammy for preventing you from good content.
Thank you. I agree with you.
People want to know, how old is Constantine now?
Well, he was born in 75. So someone do the math for me. What's he, 45?
Okay, 75. That would be 25, 55.
No, Constantine is not 55. He's 45.
Oh, 45. Yes, 25 plus 20 is 45. Yes, thank you.
Because somebody asked on the IG questions, they wanted to know the oldest woman he's ever been with. Aviva says he's 44. Okay, Aviva, thank you. That's the correct age. So Constantine is 44. So when you think about that, how old's Luann? 50.
Countess Luann, don't ever give the Countess's age out there.
Aviva will know. Aviva, how we know that Tinsley's like 45. Okay, so
Ramona is 63.
All right. Okay, so that was like a little bit older for Constantine, but
But Ramona is constantly aging in reverse. So it's really like hooking up with a 35-year-old.
I know. Ramona looks unbelievable. Isn't that crazy that Ramona is headed towards 70 and looks so damn good?
I can't believe it.
I know, and is out slaying nonstop. I mean,
that she just posted a picture of her making out in the Hamptons or something. I don't know
I know. Andre says, thank God I wasn't here yesterday for Little Dick Talk.
Andre, truly go back and watch it for your own enjoyment. But we were a little bit harsh. I listened back.
You think we were?
Well, I did say that it looked like two balls because the other one was so small, flaccid. So then I felt bad, but I kept it in there.
Well, yesterday, if you missed the show, we had a listener email us and he believes that he has an incredibly small penis. Now it's a little over 4 inches erect, which the average is 5'1" erect. So I got to tell you, I thought it was fine. If we're being honest, it's a little small.
Okay. We could have been more harsh, to be honest. The only thing we said was it was hairy. Okay. That was really it. We said, get some trimmers and weed, whack, mow, whatever you got to do.
I think if he really groomed, that the schween would look a lot bigger. That's what I said. I guess too, we didn't go in really here, but he was a little fluffy. I think if he got abs, because when men lose weight.
Wow, Sarah, okay, what is this? A 6-month transformation? Okay, here it is. Shave, get some abs. That would really do a lot for you.
I feel like if people are writing to us, I've got to give my true feelings and advice.
You do live your truth, yeah.
I say, if he worked out a little bit, the schween would look bigger. If he manscaped a little bit, the schween would look bigger. I didn't think it was that small, and we could have been way worse. I thought we were pretty nice, all in all.
All in all, we could have been harsher. Okay. That is the honest truth. Oh, Constantine, where are you? This is your moment of fame. Come on.
He'll be here any minute, I'm sure. I mean, if he stands us up, the fuck, we'll never let him live it down.
We'll never let him live it down. And we already know we've got him all over the Instagrams.
Oh, wait, hold on. His manager is asking if we sent the link to him.
I sent the manager the link.
Okay, hold on. Let me look because he gave me his personal email address. I thought we were sending it to him too.
You guys, this is live on air. No producers. We do everything on the the Sarah Fraser show.
All right, Andrea, I'm sending you Constantine's personal.
Great. I'm going to send it right over to our producer. She is going to handle everything.
All right, hold on, AJ. I'm emailing.
While I'm doing all this, you want to talk about sponsors?
Yes. So I pasted his, hold on.
Perfect. Constantine Maroulis, you guys, will be live.
Okay.
bear with us. This
He's
is showbiz.
by. So AJ, I just emailed you, and it's his personal email that's CC'd. While you do that, I'll hit sponsors, and then guys, in just a few minutes, we're going to have Constantine Maroulis from American Idol, and of course, now he has all the popularity from hooking up with the Real Housewives. Best way to support this show, you guys know it, is to frequent our sponsors. WearYourCause.co. We love these women. They make empowering jewelry. So whether it comes to Black Lives Matter, use your voice, standing up for what you believe in, WearYourCause.co is the website. You can purchase jewelry. Their bracelets are cute as hell. You can use code Sarah15 for 15% off your order. WearYourCause.co. We always love supporting a women-owned business, and that is them. Head there today and look for great gifts heading into fall at WearYourCause.co. Also, R&G Insurance. You guys are amazing. I love R&G Insurance. They just saved Dan and me over $20 a month in our car insurance. If you can believe it, Dan was paying $109. We're down to like $86 now every month. Full coverage for insurance. David Gorman is our guy. He is terrific. He's located in Maryland, but even if you listen to us in Delaware, Texas, California, New York City, they cover multiple states outside of the DMV region. Get in touch with rnginsurance.com today. Tell them that the Hey Frase Podcast sent you. I believe they're giving away gifts, a little gift treat for anybody who's a listener who then becomes an insurance client. Yay, we love that. They do everything from, they're known for saving you big bucks on car insurance. That's their big thing. How do they do that? Well, there's no secret. They work with multiple carriers so they can shop you around for your best rate. Even if you've had a DUI in the past, if you've had insurance issues, major crash, no worries, they can still get you the most competitive rate. In addition to that, R&G is known for renter's insurance, home insurance, life insurance, and so much more. So check out our friend David Gorman. Dan and I use him. Unbelievable. So RNG insurance.com is the website. All right. So I know AJ, did you just get the email? Because they're saying that he needs the link.
Yes. Now, I don't want to give out his name, but it's the only other email on that. So perfect. I'm going to assume that it's that email.
Yes. Thank you. AJ's going to get him on here. Andre, we did miss you. We were saying yesterday, why were you not on the live show? We have a lot of horny ladies in here, the little dick chat. Andre, it was so good yesterday. It was. Anytime, by the way, if you guys have an advice question that you want, or if you want to send us pictures of your penis, it's Sarah, SAREH, @heyfrase.com. We're happy to review. And let us know if we have permission to show the blurred ones on the blog, heyfrase.com, or on the website. This gentleman gave us permission. He just didn't want his real name used. And as you can imagine, probably a good thing. Yes, you know.
I mean, his first name wouldn't be bad. We could have shared that, but we keep it locked and key here.
I agree with Andre. Andre says TikTok is going out and Dick Chat is the new crave. I think it should be TikTok, really. Do a whole
TikTok instead of TikTok.
Mm-hmm. I'd be better on that one. I like that one.
Do you remember Yik Yak? Because that was a brutal app.
What happened to Yik Yak?
Well, it was so savage, we had to do away with it. I have no idea what happened to Yik Yak, but I used to be in college when that thing came out and everybody would be talking shit about everybody in the first floor of the library.
Oh my God, remember Yik Yak was like the biggest thing. And
yes.
They shut it down too because people would make like bullying lists, right? Like of the hottest and like the ugliest women on campus or something. So wasn't that? Yeah,
exactly.
You know, you can't be mean anymore. It's really a tough go.
It is a tough go.
It is a tough, yeah, absolutely. So we're standing by for Constantine Maroulis, you guys. Sorry for the delay this morning. We are getting him on. He was on American Idol, if you need a refresher, from season 4. And then recently has been in the news because he hooked up with several of the housewives from Real Housewives of New York, including Tinsley, Ramona, and Luann. So he has agreed to be on this morning. As soon as he should have the link now. So I'm just thinking that any second he'll be jumping on. If you have a question, once he's on the live stream, you can absolutely ask it. And he's got a new album out, which he'll be promoting, Until I'm Wanted. You can find it on Spotify and on Apple Music. So if you want to listen to it there. AJ, by the way, you've completely, so while we're waiting for Constantine, you've completely moved back to DC. And are you in DC or are you going down to the beach?
Yes, I'm currently in the DFC and heading back to Ocean City probably this weekend, to spend it by the Eastern Shore. Not Montauk, exactly. Oh, you guys, you know what?
He's here.
He is here. Bring it on, Mr. Constantine.
Oh my God! Constantine! Oh my God.
Live in the flesh with the hair.
Remember when you guys had me come on your show and then never sent me the link to your show to come on your show? That was awesome.
That was great.
Like,
the manager, I sent to the manager, and our producer got mixed up. Okay.
Why did we think that Jason would send you the link? Anyway, we're so glad that you're here.
he said he never got it.
What? I sent it to him. Well,
we're super happy that you're here now. Oh my God, you are so fucking hot. I swear. I'm like, you are. Okay, I gotta ask you this straight up. I am a huge fan. I have been a huge fan of yours since you came to Hot 99.5 in DC in like 2007, 2008 for the Kane show. Our listeners really want to know, do you remember coming into the Kane show at Hot 99.5 and that you and I had this moment?
I do remember. Yes.
You do not. You're totally lying.
No, I totally remember everything.
Okay. You tell your version. You tell your version.
Tell my version?
Yes.
I feel like you should go first.
I'll give you the redo. She says, she's blushing, Constantine. She said that, you exchanged numbers and she was really feeling it. And you guys exchanged some like sexual thing. And that was right, Sarah. And then she got cock blocked by the other co-host, Sammy.
I never got your number because you came in, you did an interview with the King Show. This was right after you were on Idol. And I was trying to remember what you were promoting, what you would have been promoting 2007, 2008.
Well, 2007, 2008, that would have been, yes, post Idol, but around when I was doing The Wedding Singer on Broadway, but also I put out my first album, which was an independent record, self-titled at Sony, on a little imprint of mine at Sony called Sixth Place. So I might have been promoting my record, or because it's definitely right before Rock of Ages kind of
Yes,
took the world.
Yes.
Yeah. Huge for you.
Yeah, big deal.
Anyway, you and I, look, you gave a great interview. You were so cute back then. You're so fire now. And you and I had this hot moment and we were walking towards the elevator and then my little co-host comes up and I think you said something, we were like chatting and flirting and you said something about, oh, put your number in my phone or whatever. And I said, absolutely. And then my coworker came over and was like, she has a boyfriend and sort of like pushed you in the elevator, closed the door. And I was like, who the fuck cock blocks somebody like that? I could have been having sex with Constantine and had the best stories for this radio show. I am so upset and I would have been in great company with Ramona and Luann.
Oh my God. Totally. You fit like right in there. I feel like that would have been awesome. Thank you for confirming that I definitely would have had sex with you. Wait, can we just do one thing? It's funny. I did something with these StreamYard folks before. What is it? It's like a mirror. So is it better if I look here or no?
Oh no, actually this is great. Look right there.
Yes, what you're doing right now.
It's so hard to be center. It's so hard to be center.
You're center like that. Almost.
Okay. Almost.
You look great. Right. Almost.
Wherever your camera is, you want to sit right in the center of that.
Look.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
I'm over
Our
here.
Listeners have a million questions for you. You have had a hell of a career, nominated for a Tony for Rock of Ages. We're going to talk about your new album that's out. But you obviously, Constantine, you are sort of the Hugh Hefner of Broadway in New York. You are out and about with all these women. Your career has been fire over the past 20 years. Have you loved it?
I love what I do. I do. It's been my passion since I was a little kid, for sure. I born in Brooklyn, grew up in North Jersey. My brother is a very sort of prolific writer and performer, singer, underground bands and writing his whole life, Ethan Maroulis. So I always just kind of worshipped him. He put out tons of records and I basically grew up like an only child. My brother and sister are much older than me. So they were like well out of the house and I was sort of entertaining myself with musical theater records and rock and roll and MTV and all of that. So yeah, I really had stage fright when I was a kid. It wasn't really until I got to stand, up there with a microphone and a band behind me that I started to kind of gain a little confidence. I would get all the little parts in school, like in elementary school. I would get out there in front of the whole school and bomb because I didn't want anyone to hear my high singing voice. I was really nervous about that. So I guess when the girls started maybe liking me in a band, you start to gain
yes
confidence. And grew up, I'm going to take one of these out. Grew up in an area where lots of talented kids, and great performing arts, super competitive academically, really affluent area. My parents did not have shit. They moved us here because Brooklyn was basically a war zone in the 70s and into the early 80s where we were. And I wish they held on to that house because it's worth millions now. But
right? Oh.
It's weird. But actually, that sucks. So for me, I'm grateful. I've always done a little of everything. I grew up with rock and roll and musical theater and, art, and always worked hard. So, a lot of people don't realize before Idol, I had graduated like a prestigious conservatory and I was already in Rent. I had bands and, so that opportunity just kind of came out of nowhere for me. I needed a job. And then, there he is in Rock of Ages. That was sort of my second stint in Rock of Ages, like on the latter part of the decade so we were on. But that's cool, yeah. And let's see who's in there. Oh, no, that's not her. And I was going to say that's my baby mama behind me there. That's the part she originated.
Right.
But that's not her, no.
Okay, so when you were on Idol, you were on Idol at the time that it was enormous. 30 million people were tuning in every single week. It was an incredible platform. What was that experience like? Because we were saying, we were joking before you came on. You were on back in the day when Simon Cowell was mean, when it was okay for Simon to be mean, when Paula would have sex with the, some of the male contestants, right? Before Me Too. Okay, tell us about it. Like, what were they really like?
I remember, I had gone to Boston Conservatory, Berklee College of Music. I had some English professors there, British professors they were mean as fuck. And so I was sort of accustomed to being juried, standing in front of a group of my peers and being judged and being critiqued a lot in school and in my training. And so after a couple of years on the road with Rent and a band, I needed a job. I showed up there. I was like, hey, what's up? I was in Rent. My band doesn't know I'm here. They're like, really? Camera? And then you just play the part. So, but I do remember no matter all the experience I had, no matter growing up in New York area and all that and street smarts, and I was a little older, remember?
Yeah.
I don't think anything can prepare you for walking into that room and all the TV lights and, the three very familiar faces, Paula, Randy, Simon. Now, I hadn't really watched the show much because I came from school to Rent Tour, and it was only three seasons. We didn't like DVR stuff and run home and watch it or use the internet like that. But it was so surreal. They looked like wax puppets of themselves, and I just kind of relied on my training, and Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray was there too, guesting, and he's become a dear friend. We do a lot of charity work together and stuff, and he fully backed me, which was great, but Simon was mean originally, but it was surreal, and I think you just kind of play the character, and you...
Oh, it worked for you. I mean... What an incredible, launching pad, right? Even though, like you said, you've been many years in training and doing great things, but that exposure was something that to this day, you still have just such a nationwide name. So did you and Paula ever have a moment?
We were very close over the years, stayed close, always flirted, text, everything, just to be totally transparent. It never happened. I think I care about her very much. She's just a wonderful soul, and there's some ugly pictures of us out there, but
wait, you took a punch defending Paula? When? Who was trashing Paula Abdul?
No, honestly, that was me getting in a rumble at a Kanye West event
Oh.
for like PlayStation. This is like before, as Kanye was like starting to really come up, and me and my friend got in like a full blown fist fight at Capital in New York, and it was before everyone would whip out the phones and be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, right.
So I don't even know who it was, but just a bunch of punches were thrown and a bunch of wrestling. And then when Page Six was like, "We're running this," like, what happened? I was like, "Oh, I was defending Paula Abdul." Just
That's hot.
totally made that shit up.
Because you just didn't want to say like you and your friend had gotten this kind of like, you know, tussle. So instead you're like,
no, not me and my friend, me and this other cat. I fucked him up pretty good though. But.
You should have seen the other guy.
I got to get to the questions because so many listeners have questions for you about this Real Housewives story. But before we do that,
thanks, guys. I'll see you. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Oh no, you're not going anywhere. Are you kidding? This is like my moment. I mean, I feel like I'm auditioning for Idol. I'm so sweating. You know, I mean, I can't even lift up my arms. Anyway, is there any other housewives, any other women that you have had moments with? Because I do have somebody from Beverly Hills. A listener says that you had a moment with someone in Beverly Hills, which I'll get to that question. Are there any other housewives?
Do you know what it is about those gals? I think I grew up in this very affluent area. Actually, where I grew up is where the New Jersey show is set, Franklin Lakes, Wyckoff. None of those girls are from here, I might add. They kind of like drove through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, my parents are blue collar. They're not, you know, the wealthy people that are around here. I now moved back out here to raise my daughter here. I think those girls never liked me when I was a kid. I was just always fully friend zone. I was always like their bestie, and those kind of, I don't know, wealthy type of characters, right? So I think as I got older, yeah, I had a little sort of thing for maybe
Like
a girl that was a little older or successful, independent, super feminine, you know, outgoing. I think they do a great job of casting those shows. Let's just say that. So, yeah, I think New York is massive, obviously, but the scene is kind of small. You know, you see a lot of the same people at events or out at clubs. I'm not much of a clubber anymore, not for probably a decade. But you would see a lot of the same people. So, yeah, I've met a lot of them over the years. Some I wouldn't know their name, but there's a couple. I think I've said a lot about who and where and when the other day. It might have gotten a little pickup. You might have seen it a bit. It's picked up a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, the women obviously talk about you too on the show. You know, they all alluded to they'd hooked up with the same person. We obviously know it was you. So I'm assuming you meet Luann and Ramona and Tinsley, right? Just out probably at a party on the Broadway scene, out and about, right?
Tinsley and I met, probably year 1 or 2 of Rock of Ages. It was a massive, massive hit at the time. We were everywhere. There were celebrities coming every night. I had lived in Manhattan at the time 10, 15 years. I knew who Tinsley Mortimer was. I read Page Six. I knew who she was. I think she either came to the show one night and then they invited me out and they were kind of filming for her pilot, High Society, that ended up running.
God, you look great with all 3 of them. Really. You
so hot.
Yeah, this should have been like a reboot of Big Love where you had all of them.
Am I wearing the same jacket right now? I don't even know.
No,
great. I have like 10 of those same jackets. That picture I like. The other pictures there, I'm like, oh, they're showing like the worst pictures of me. Maybe to keep the fodder going. So anyway, I met Tinsley a long, long time ago, and we legitimately cared about each other, and we had a legitimate fling and romance, and we were popping up everywhere. We were all over Page Six in the fashion scene, and she was kind of a really big deal at the time. She was still technically married, but I genuinely liked her. She very much liked me, and I got to know her sister and her mom and her dogs and her friends. And yeah, we were sort of this like uptown girl and downtown rock and roll guy thing. And it worked.
Her mom must have been a trip. I mean, as your almost future mother-in-law, I mean, she is the best character on that show.
Tinsley, she is pretty great. She really is a wonderful, classy woman, and she is as authentic. Oh, I don't know what that is. Very authentic and very genuine, very, very kind and wonderful. And by the way, she still looks amazing.
She does. You can tell.
They all do.
I know. I was going to say Ramona, Louis, they all look amazing.
They really do. And, of course you're going to be on a big show. You're open to criticism and such, but they handle it really, really well. So that was early on Tinsley's stuff. And we've remained friends over the years. She and Dabney, they would support my other Broadway shows through Jekyll and Hyde. I would come through Palm Beach. She was going through a lot of drama. I'd be there for her. We had maybe a moment or two over the years, but I remember she bought me a pair of Stubbs and Wooten, which are like a very expensive, like Palm Beach waspy. Can I say that?
Yes.
You're like, yeah, you can. So,
go for it.
Kind of like slipper, right? It's like that slipper, and it had like the skull and crossbones on it and all of that. So
they're needle pointed.
Yeah, I still have them. And I've since bought a bunch of pairs of them. So every time I put them on, I'm reminded of her. So and then Ramona, I met so many of them over the years. Bethany, Kelly Ben-Simone.
You and Kelly Ben-Simone. Did you ever have a moment with Kelly? You guys would have
we made out once or something.
Oh, just a little small makeout.
What about Bethany? Did she just try to boss you around too much and you just couldn't even get in there? Because I mean, Bethany's awesome at business, but I can imagine to sleep with her would be just like a directorial debut. It'd be do this, do that.
Get on top, get low.
Well, we I really like Bethany. She's just a lot of fun. She's such a outgoing gal, and she's super smart, good mom. She used to have me on her talk show a lot, and to be like on a panel.
Yeah,
and I would be like the male perspective, and so we stayed in touch over the years. We first met, Sebastian Bach and I and her judged some rock and roll contest, some model contest. It was very, I don't know, over the top, and that's how we first met, probably season 1. So what, 10, 12 years ago?
Oh my God, yeah.
And
before she had money. That was
before she had the big money, yeah. She had that little apartment on the show. I remember season 1. And then so we were always just friends. I would see her out. Yeah. Oh, there we are.
Oh my God, I love it. Look at you guys. Okay.
I would have loved to make that happen, but
yes, right?
Are you more into brunettes or blondes?
Overall, brunettes, but
let's go.
Yeah. I think the Greek in me. There's something about just like a natural brunette and just natural good looks, and I don't discriminate.
You've got to be naturally good looking.
Okay,
really good looking.
We have quick questions from listeners. People want to know: did Ramona insult you while you were having sex?
What? No, she's very kind. I spoke to her today, actually. Something popped up. Ramona hits the vape after the Constantine drama breaks or something. It's like, what? What does that even mean?
It's the vape.
She hit the vape, and we've hit the vape together a couple of times, but I've been I wouldn't say sober, because I know a lot of people deal with real addiction.
Sure.
I just haven't. I quit drinking and quit the flower and all that 10 months ago. So but we've had some fun moments, and she's there she is hitting it. But I think that's probably like a nicotine one, isn't it?
It could be.
Who knows?
Who knows?
All right.
Look, I mean, she looks damn good there.
She does.
So she was like, she's like, come out to the house. And I'm like, maybe. Maybe.
You have options, including this is the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills story. So someone says, did you ever have a moment with Taylor Armstrong from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? I believe that Constantine played her daughter's birthday on the show, like did a concert for her. Is there any truth to that?
No, that you see what happens is there's a guy from American Idol called Ace, who I'm often sometimes confused with because he had long hair. Although we're very different, and he's married to Diana DeGarmo, big idol as well. She and I have worked together many a time. We did Jekyll and Hyde together on the road a little bit in Boston. Ace is great. We're very different performers, but he was the year after me, and he had essentially the same hair. So I think people think we're the same person, kind of like me and Bo Bice were the same person or something, but it's like, not at all. He's like a redneck from the South, and I'm like, a Jersey guy, you know. But no, so I didn't play. That wasn't me. I think that was Ace. I think that was
so
Ace.
Wasn't you? Never had a moment with Taylor Armstrong.
I wouldn't even know if she walked in the room what she looks like. I mean, I would know faces, but I wouldn't be able to connect the name. I know Lisa just from years and years ago, and we used to get our hair cut at the same Chaz Dean salon.
Oh my God, you and Elton, you could have been carrying around all those dogs. I mean, fuck Ken, really. You could have had all those dogs, all her Louis Vuitton bags. You at Pump. Oh my God. I mean, it like.
That'd be a dynasty.
Dynasty.
With all of, yeah, you know what it is? I've really run away from the unscripted world of things, let's say. You know, I'm a multi-Tony nominated Broadway actor performer.
Yes.
I've you know, done a lot of sort of work to build a legitimate body of work, and I love these shows, you know, when they're on and I get a chance to watch them. But I think I've been kind of waiting for this thing to happen. I've really avoided being on the show, though. I've had many opportunities to be at these parties where they kind of like push you in, like go get in there, go get in there. And it's like, no, there was the one party, there's a picture of at Bethany's launch. It was a Valentine's thing, and I was like, there was the first moment with Ramona, like, oh, what's your name? And I'm like, Constantine. And she's like, oh, I love that. And I was like, oh, I'll tell my mom. And then I ran out the door because it wasn't for me. Like I you know, I had a couple films come out this year. I have a couple of films coming out early next year. I'm not opposed to having an arc on a show like this. I mean, it seems to be, I mean, let's face it, they're all performers, you know?
Right.
Sure.
But I just, I've sort of run away from that. But maybe hanging out with them socially is okay.
It's really hard though, right? You've spent your life going to a college, mastering this craft. You have a beautiful voice. You know, you're an incredible performer. And yet it's like almost if you just took it and did, you know, a reality show, oddly enough, you know, it's like, did you watch David Foster's documentary? And David Foster talks about, you know, he's like 15 Grammys and people still come up to him and go, hey dude, weren't you on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills? And he's like, fuck that show. I've worked with Whitney Houston. It's so, isn't the entertainment business so funny? It
is. And I mean, David Foster, wow. I mean, he's an incredible body of work. I mean, 30 plus years after his birth of his success, he was on a couple of shows and big deal. But yeah, for me, I think you would have like a big moment. Like they've called me about a lot of shows over the years, let's just say. And you would have a big kind of moment, and you'd be on the weekly rags and all the shows and all the TMZ again. But that screen test I had for like James Franco, like, would I get that call again if I had a big run on the Housewives? I don't know, maybe. You know, maybe you spend time kind of getting away from being like, I don't know, Constantine, and you just want to kind of be a blank slate for people as an actor. And you know, so I guess it's good and it's bad. But I guess all press is good press, maybe. I don't know.
That's what we go by.
I know you do.
We're here for any show. Real quick, were you ever considered to be the front man for Queen? Interesting. You know, you obviously recorded a song with Queen. Then Adam Lambert gets that part. Did those guys ever come to you? You would have been a good fit as well. Did they ever audition you?
No, thank you for asking. Actually, yeah, of course, having that huge moment on American Idol with Bohemian Rhapsody. It was, you know, it was like when I really felt the momentum kind of coming my way.
Yeah.
Back then you really couldn't clear a lot of songs on the show. It was a lot of sugar pie, honey bunch, and that was basically it. So when I pulled the Bohemian Rhapsody card out, and it was going to clear, it was a huge moment. No one thought I could do it. Sure, I heard from Queen. We did a big record. They had a Broadway show that's been kind of kicking around for, decade and a half plus in the West End. It was in Vegas. It was called We Will Rock You. And it's it sort of wanted to be Rock of Ages, but it just didn't happen.
Sure.
So I had the whole cast sing with me on like the Tonight Show and all these shows, and they sang on the record, and then Rock of Ages explodes, and Brian came to the show, and I remember I have his, I love coffee books and coffee table books, and he's got this beautiful book on sepia tone photography that he did, and it's wonderful. I love it, and it's one of my prized possessions. And we talked about the band. They weren't really, they were working on the Broadway show. He was doing other things.
Timing was off.
The timing was just off. And then, Adam comes along, who I love and who I knew before he was on Idol. He was in Wicked. I remember meeting him he was in the ensemble of Wicked. I remember meeting him at a party, and he's like, man, I love what you do, and I want to be on Idol. And I was like, dude, you'd be incredible. And I remember hearing what a good singer he was. And I just think it was the timing, him on it was still big season, whatever. He was a few seasons after me. The flamboyance, he was on the cover of Rolling Stone. I had Rock of Ages already going. I was sort of synonymous with that. It just was a timing thing.
It's all about time.
Love what he does with Queen, but yeah, I think I would have brought, a bit, a little something.
You're a rocker. You're a rocker. Okay, tell us a story about Hollywood. What I love about Hollywood is there's always these almost moments all the time, right? You're almost in The Irishman, or you're almost in these like crazy films. What's an almost moment that the public doesn't know? Like where you auditioned and you came very close to being in a, some Ben Affleck film that we all now know, but it was just like not the right person. Because that's to me always the fascinating stories of Hollywood, or something you turned down and then became huge for somebody else.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, there's been a few of those kinds of moments. I think that's just part of the experience and the journey. Sort of the reverse of that, I turned down an insane amount of money to do the revival of Grease that was cast on the TV show You're the One That I Want, The Search for Danny and Sandy. That was coming to Broadway. Kathleen Marshall, amazing director. Not a successful production. They were already trying to star fuck it, and I was kind of a big deal at the time. They wanted me to go in as Kaniki, like $15,000 a week, and I turned that down to take Rock of Ages off Broadway for like $750 a week, and because I just knew that was going to be my baby.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I signed a huge television deal with Kelsey Grammer and GramNet, and ABC bought the show, a scripted sitcom that I was to top line and star in, really right off American Idol. We worked on that. We went through writers, we went through pilot scripts, we went through so much development, and it just never really happened. And it was sort of at that rebirth of like 2.5 Men, How I Met Your Mother, that kind of sitcom thing kind of coming back, what they call multicam. And it just didn't happen.
Oh.
And,
was Camille Grammer trying to get in your pants at that time? I could see you and Camille having chemistry too.
She's pretty hot, but I remember bumping into them when they were still together a couple of times. And, Kelsey obviously is Kelsey Grammer, but Steve Stark really ran his entire company. And Kelsey was a pioneer in television, not only as an actor, but really as a producer. He produced tons of shows that he did not star in for different networks, different genres. So I would see him and he'd be like, "How's the show going?" And that was that. And she'd be in tow. They came to a couple of Idol finales, and I used to kind of host a bunch of backstage kind of stuff as well when I was out there. I was doing a soap opera out there as well. So no, I've never met her, but she's married now, right?
Oh, yes, she did remarry. Yes, she did remarry. Absolutely. Okay, another question from a listener. Any truth to you and Kelly Pickler being together from American Idol?
It's funny. We met, her season was right after mine. And we met, I was like on the cover of American Idol magazine, and I was performing at a big like top 24 party for season 5, Daughtry, Kat McPhee, Taylor Hicks, and all these folks, and Kelly. It was a big season. Season 4 or 5, I mean, that's about as big as it gets.
Yeah.
And I remember meeting Kelly. We exchanged numbers. We stayed in touch. We would talk all during the show. She would call me. She's a smart girl.
She is? That's impressive.
She's shrewd. And
I wasn't sure if you stayed on the phone with her that long. I mean, you seem very intelligent, but I wouldn't picture Kelly as that, so I didn't know if she wanted to talk about bubblegum or what.
Well, she played that character very well, let's just say. She definitely took a page out of the Jessica Simpson kind of world. And she's a good singer. She's a charismatic performer. I mean, she's not Carrie Underwood, but she is got this persona. She had a few hit records, and she had a successful daytime talk show. I'm sure she'll land on her feet on another one. But yeah, we would see each other in New York. There's a few pics of us floating around. There's a moment.
Now, people say this is like not a secret, but that you are a member of a very famous sex club in New York City, and I want to know how we can become members. Is this invite only?
What does that mean?
Well, so I got a question, and they said that ask Constantine about being a member of a New York City sex club. This is not a secret.
It's an underground club that has.
I need deets on what goes on there from Sarit.
I swear on my daughter, on my father's memory, my father who passed away, that I am not a part of any sex club. I can assure you that. I know that they exist. I know people that are involved in some. I may have seen some Instagram activity, but I am certainly not a part of it. I've never been to any of those events, and no. But cool. No, I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
But no. I'm not a part of any of those groups. I know people that go to them, and I mean, there's like this whole sort of like fetish underground scene.
Oh yeah.
I've hosted a few of those kind of parties at the Box and such, and so maybe people thought because there's an association that I was a part of that, but no, I'm not a part of those.
It sounds
that
amazing.
Could be fun though, but
hell yes. In New York City, everyone is going to be hot versus, you go to some of these nudist groups out there in Annapolis, Maryland, and you don't want to do anybody there. You think to yourself, how the fuck did this person get in here? I mean, so at least in New York at the Box, they, and I don't even think they can do this anymore, but they used to screen you at the door. Were you hot enough to get in? Now everybody's welcome.
This is the face of a sex club member.
You are so cute. Look at that. Adorable.
That cheek, but we're showing an old TBT picture. I mean, this looks like a school photo. What, from the 8th grade? You got amazing cheekbones. 8th grade?
No, that is my senior picture.
Oh, okay. Well, you aged very nicely.
Hot as hell.
Thank God I still have my hair at 44 years old.
What's your secret? We wanted to ask you, are you sponsored by Pantene? Like, what's your hair secret? Because you've got incredible hair.
Thank you. No, I did do some stuff for Pantene many years ago, but I don't know. I think honestly, just like whatever I have generally, I went through like the curly hair. I liked the Chaz Dean stuff because he would supply me with a bunch of shit. I liked the Diva curl stuff. But then they always like end up selling to some Chinese company, and then it's like your hair's gonna fall out. So I'm like, no. I mean, it's not as thick as it used to be, but it's not bad, you know.
Not bad.
I gave it a little scrunch this morning, and for you guys, and
you look great. Well, look, we know you're super busy. We want to get on an uber fan of Bravo, Christine. She's joining the show, and then we have one last question. You know, you're obviously familiar with the game. You know, marry, fuck, kill. People really want to know if you had Luann, Ramona, and Tinsley, and you had to vote one off the island. Who would it be? Who would you marry if you had to marry Tinsley, Luann, or Ramona?
Well, I kind of did this the other day with the other thing, but it didn't run. So let's play it again.
Let's play it again.
I think because of our history and because we had a legitimate thing and we had a connection and, you know, we're about the same age. Although she's married, I think I would probably marry Tinsley. Or is she married? I don't know what she...
Well, I think she's engaged, right? I mean...
You can easily break that up.
It's finally going to work out with Scott, right? She quit the show. She's headed to Chicago. Finally, Scott has made up his mind. You know, we're so thrilled.
I feel like
maybe he hasn't. I like that.
I don't know. I mean, I know that she wants that more than anything to be.
Yeah, with Scott.
Well, in a family, and I don't know. Might be a little past having the children kind of moment in her life, but maybe. I wish them the best.
I love it.
But she's been in the spotlight 25 years, you know, it's like going to be hard for her, I think, to be out of it. Yeah.
That's a fair assessment.
Kill.
So you'd marry Tinsley. Who would you have to kill? I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It would be Ramona for me. That would be easy.
But that's such an easy thing to say. I don't know why. That she's so sweet. And by the way, she's really hot in person. She's got a great body. She's super fun.
I believe it.
But you know, if I did kill her, she would forgive me. So I'd have to kill her because she could forgive me, and then we can have fun again. And then I would just, you know, Luann's like really tall and
the fucking.
She had me.
Did she make you call her the Countess when you were doing her? Would she say, "Call me the Countess"? You know, and get this Giovanni suit on and fuck me like the Countess that I am.
Did she sing Giovanni to you in bed?
Oh my God. Like one of those onesies. Can you imagine me in one of those onesies?
Yes.
You're like, yes and no. Just no underwear. Anyway. So we had met at a couple of things. There's even a picture of when I was with Tinsley of she and I and all of us at some event. The designer, Milan Beton, I always fuck up his name, from Project Runway. He's had a lot of success, sort of gothy looking cat. And so I remember meeting Luann back then, and then she was doing the shows, and I would see her at a couple of events. You have to come sing in my cabaret. And I was like, okay. I did. It went, you know, I'd come out at the end, you know, with the suit on, fucking tight pants, and like sing Don't Stop Believing, and everyone's like going crazy. I mean, it really capped. People have been sitting, laughing, watching her show, laughing. Like, it's really well-crafted cabaret. It's got like a whole beginning, middle, and end. She comes out glamorous. She's self-deprecating, but she's got these great honest moments, and she really, it's musical. She works her talent and whatnot. And then there's like question and answer, and she drops all the tea. It's a good show, and it sells. She sells out theaters.
I know. She sold out DC. It was crazy.
It's insane. So we, I think I did a ballad on stage with her, and we did like a slow dance, and we first kind of kissed on stage, and people were like, what?
That made for a show.
I think so. And then, so, you know, she's tall, so she kind of fits. So, you know, yeah, I'd fuck her. What?
What? All right. Well, that's Mary Fuck Kill.
You got to add Christine to the show. Christine
We're playing a game.
Christine is a huge Bravo fan. You nailed the game. Constantine, you've been awesome. And we're not letting you leave here without promoting your album, which everyone needs to buy, Until I'm Wanted. You can get it on Spotify. You can buy it anywhere, Apple Music. Support him. Our audience is very supportive of guests. They were so excited for you to come on. So get the album today, Until I'm Wanted. Follow Constantine as well. It's very easy to find. Constantine Maroulis on Instagram and across all platforms. Absolutely grateful for you. Let's bring in Christine. She wants to ask one question, then we'll get you out of here because you've been an amazing guest, and we just love hearing about your career in life.
Well, thank you all for having me, and nice meeting you again. And wait, are you guys in New York?
Well, we're actually, because of COVID,
quarantine,
we're in DC, but we're kind of all over the place down in Ocean City. I'm actually originally a Mainer, so I'm up in Maine hunkering down. But then, we're in DC, AJ's in New York, sometimes kind of all over.
If you need us to be in New York, we'll be there, is what Sarah's trying to say. We're going to bring in our pop culture aficionado, Christine.
Hi.
Hi, Christine. Christine, you are live on the Hey Frase Podcast, and of course with Constantine Maroulis. You had a question for Constantine. What is it?
So exciting. So I have a question. Do you know who Harry Dubin is? And how do you feel taking that title of the man of Real Housewives of New York?
I don't think anyone thought this was going to happen. I mean, but they did shoot that scene. They did blank out my name, and it was like all the rumors were flying. So my team, right? Like I have such a big team. They were like, let's, yeah, that was him. Obviously, they're talking about. I didn't know who he was until all of this happened, but so.
Christine, that is so great. Really, Constantine is the new Harry Dubin. You're right.
Get drinks or something, you and Harry, and talk about some things.
You and Harry can drink
Have a little showdown.
At the Regency, yeah, that would be fun.
Hey, if they want to make me an offer to be, a cast member and on the show and whatnot, I'll definitely consider it. I think that could be a lot of fun. So, who knows? But
Harry Dubin. Yes, I know. The new takeover, those two. Christine, anything else? Obviously, you're a huge Bravo fan. You've been following this. Okay, there's Harry Dubin.
Oh, man. What is happening there?
A lot is happening there. Sharing spit. Tongues are flying.
Yeah, that's why I quit drinking. That picture right there.
I know. Isn't it true when you're sober? Absolutely. Oh, my God. Yeah.
Feels good. Yeah, it does feel really good. Yeah.
Yeah, being sober is an amazing feeling. Christine, is there anything else? You're on with Constantine, who's been so generous with his time today.
Yeah, I really want to know, what's Dale like in person?
What is Dale like?
Just really lovely and smells great and always dresses great. And I think she's actually really attractive. I don't know. I think I've had, I don't know. I don't discriminate against a gal that's, a little older than me. And obviously I would never go there. I mean, I was with her daughter.
So good.
She's just hot and beautiful and really just wonderful. And she's got so many great stories, and she's just always been such a great supporter of mine over the years. So
imagine you got with Dale, and then you and Dale got a spin-off reality show. How amazing would that be? That would, take over to reality television. Constantine and Dale, day to day. And just
do you remember when reality TV was going to end? It was it was over. It was it had its moment. It couldn't be. And I remember when Vanderpump, is it? Or Plump?
Yeah, Vanderpump Rules.
Vanderpump Rules. They kept pounding that show to find an audience, and it wasn't happening. It wasn't catching. They would play it all fucking night, all day, all in the night until it could try to. They were so confident in that show. So many other shows are they get one shot and it's over, but they really believed in that thing, and it's probably as big as any of the other franchises, right? And so many people, spin-offs, and I guess Instagram. I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it, but it's funny how many shows there are, and I guess what sticks and what doesn't. But you have to you got to hope the network has confidence and are patient with you as well. So
I know, right? It happened with Seinfeld. It happens with so many shows if they allow it, right? But
right.
To get that chance to have somebody really bet on you long term is very difficult. Obviously, the entertainment business. I mean, but maybe Ken slept with Andy Cohen. How do we really know? Maybe Ken Todd was doing Andy. They kept the show on. I mean, anything's possible.
I don't know who Ken is, but do I know who he is?
Lisa Vanderpump's husband.
Oh, okay. The English guy with the big house and all that.
Yes, and all the dogs, schlepping all the dogs around.
Does he like men? Does he sleep with men?
No, I think he's with Lisa. I think it's with Lisa. I was kind of making a theory here of how they got this long-term chance with that show.
I think Andy used to produce a morning show. Am I crazy? Back in the day, like, did he produce the Mike and Juliet show, or before he came to Bravo and became, you know, as
Andy.
Howard Stern calls him, the top gay. He's like, you are top gay. You are top gay. And that is a quote. I'm not making it up.
No.
I think he produced on some morning TV stuff before that, but I don't know. So, because I feel like I'm like, is that the same guy from like 15 years ago? So I don't know, but yeah, I don't know if he likes me very much. I've seen him at a couple events, and he's just kind of like, you're not famous enough. Boom.
Oh my God, that's crazy. You would be great on reality. You're amazing on Broadway. I mean, an incredible singer. Tell us what you're working on, Christine. Thank you for joining the show and asking Constantine some questions. Constantine, please promote yourself. Our audience is very supportive. They adore you. I want you to promote your album, any projects you have coming up. You're terrific.
Well, thank you. Is it, first of all, is it Andrea or Andrea?
Andrea.
Andrea. Your shirt is awesome. It matches the pants I have. If you go to my Instagram right now, I was just working on a music video and a short film, and I'm wearing those exact pants.
Yes.
In a video. And can you imagine if it was like, hey, so there's that. Look, I mean, I'm so excited about the new album. The new album just got added to full airplay at Sirius XM. For a 44-year-old rocker, you know, who's been singing other people's songs for a long time, I'm so proud of this record. I wrote the record. I have some great contributors on it. Sam Hollander, who wrote, you know, Panic at the Disco's High Hopes with Brandon. I mean, just huge people for an indie record. It's pretty good. You can get the physical copy at ConstantineMaroulis.com if you're interested in that. Otherwise, it's all over the place. Apple Music, you know, Spotify, Google Play, everything. Tidal. It's been doing well. All About You is the single. It's been added, like I said, to radio. Can't believe that. And, you know, I can't wait to get out there and be with everyone and just not the way you're thinking, but just perform and just be with my friends. And look, we're having a lot of fun, but there's some serious shit going on in the world, in our country. You know, we're in such, you know, political turmoil and social injustice, you know, at our doorstep. You know, I just want us all to love each other and be safe, be healthy, be happy. I lost one of my dearest friends in the world during this COVID, you know, experience these last few months, and it's been, I've just been gutted over it. My entire group of friends and our whole community, and so.
And you're probably referring to Nick Cordero, correct?
Yeah. Nick
Who was obviously huge on Broadway, and I'm sure you've known for years. I mean, that story was just heartbreaking for everybody, and I'm sure devastating to know him personally.
Yeah, it's just very surreal to even think about it again. I mean, he never leaves my thoughts and whatnot. We actually have the same birthday coming up next month, so we have the same birthday, September 17th, and his new record will. From his last live performance at 54 Below will be dropping, as they say, that day. So go and support him, but support the arts. We are hurting. I've been very productive over this time, and it's been so great to have my daughter, and she's a great student, and she gets to train still for her travel soccer with all the guidelines, and she's gotten me through this whole thing. But you know, a lot of people are hurting, particularly in the arts. So do what you can to support people's live streams, your friend's record, my record, fine. But, you know, there's a lot of choices for content out there, and people are hurting. I get it. But do what you can to support your artist friends out there. Our union, the Actors Equity Association, is 100% unemployed right now, and will be for the foreseeable future. I don't know. You know, I produced a few things on the Broadway as well, and I don't know what the model will look like when we come back.
Sure.
Or if and when ever. Maybe 2021, 2022.
Insane.
You know, so we love you, and we're thinking of you, and everyone's safe. We're having fun, but you know, there's real shit going on out there.
It's heavy at times, and we'll be thinking of you. And certainly, you know, everyone is just sending thoughts and prayers to everyone who knows Nick and his family. So thank you for that. That was really beautiful at the end. Constantine, so grateful to just have you on and reminisce. And you're a great sport to just put your stuff out there. So we appreciate it, and much success continued for you.
Thank you, girls. Thank you. You be well, and I'll see you soon.
So nice to meet you. See you soon. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
In the chat, thank you guys so much for joining. Maria, we love you. Liz, Joey, and also Sahir, Kelly, Aviva, thanks for all your questions. And Paul, and big thanks to Christine. All right, Andrea, where can people follow you?
Follow me, y'all, at Andrea Lopez Comedy. We'll be posting all of our clips with our dear friend Constantine up on all the Hey Frase channels. Sarah, that was so great. Oh my God, he's amazing. He's got the cutest smile ever.
Oh my God, I fucking love him. And he really is a huge star. I mean, you know, you forget how many people he's interacted with, like what a big star he really is. Later today, guys, at the Sarah Fraser, I've been changing and updating my my handles across social media. So you can find clips of this interview there. And of course, share the podcast with someone that's never heard of us. We'll see you guys on Monday. Bye, everybody. Bye. Bye.